It's interesting, like your relationship with Kanye West, for example.
Yeah.
Here's a guy, like, I think you obviously still
Killer, monster.
Yeah.
That nigga did a whole show with a mask on. I'm sorry. I can't. Hey, y'all ever saw this nigga show? Yeah. Y'all ever went to one of Kanye shows? Yeah. My nigga. That nigga can't. So look, I went to the show, right?
Which show did you go to?
I went to one in Atlanta. And so I went to the show. And so when he came out with the mask, I was like, this nigga crazy. This nigga crazy. So boom, like 2 songs go by, I was like, this nigga crazy, still got the mask on. So, bang, like 3, 4, 5 songs go by, and now a whole intermission and shit done came. That nigga done changed masks and there, like, there ain't no motherfucking Kanye up there, man. That nigga taller and everything, man. That's crazy as hell. I'm like, y'all know I couldn't do no shit like that. I see why niggas don't tattoo their faces and shit, you know? If you tattoo your face, then you can't go out there with no mask and everything, nigga. That nigga ain't got no tattoos, you know what I mean? So I was like, damn, I wish I could do some shit like just go out there with the mask on for like, that nigga had that bitch on for, if the show was 2 hours, he had that bitch on for 1 minute and 57, an hour and 57 minutes, for real. He revealed himself when Jesus came out. Yeah. You gotta take that mask off for Jesus, bro. You know what I mean? I said, I respect that he took the mask off for Jesus. He said, you know, white Jesus. And then I think he left it off. He left it off after that. But he killed, I was like, this nigga just killed. Because I found myself out of breath in that bitch. Now, you know, that's a show. You know, when you got to feel your armpits and shit, you got to sit down. Like, let me sit my hands down for a minute, man. Shit, but I can fuck around and you need a new shirt. You know, I take my shirt off fast. Yeah. You know. So yeah, but yeah, killed it. But I'm sorry. What you was asking me about?
I don't remember.
You was saying about the relationship or something. Pause.
No, Jesus to me, like kind of like when you did Rebirth, you kind of went left with it, and some people got it, some people didn't. Like, so did you rock with Jesus as the album? No,
it went go.
Drop the ball. What did you think of Jesus? Did you rock with the album?
Man, I rock with anything he does. That man's a genius. I'm a musician, so I get it differently. It's a difference between hearing and listening. I listen to all music. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna explain the difference, but there's a difference between hearing and listening. You know, people hear music and like what they hear. Yeah. People listen to music and it's totally different.
I had Kanye come help me on that.
What was the craziest thing about that experience, like having all those people?
Kanye turned the hotel we were staying into, which is my favorite place to stay, he turned it into like a Yeezy compound, like, you know what I'm saying? He was designing sneakers in one suite, designing stuff in another, making music in one suite, and I was making music in my suite. It was crazy.
So Kanye is one of those artists who's approaching 40, but he surrounds himself with a lot of young rappers like you. You performed with him in New York recently. He brought you out. It was freezing, but you guys came out and did your thing. Do you feel like Kanye is a rare artist who's going to manage to stay relevant no matter what age he is, or he's someone who has to retire soon as well?
Yeah, no, it's no such thing as retirement with that, man. You can't retire a creative genius, man. Can you retire Steve Jobs? We all gonna be phoneless, man. You know? Like, he's like one of the best leaders in our generation. That so far ahead, it's like who been running with him since day one, got to catch up like 15 years and shit. You know, I mean, he's like one of my like, you know, like, man, you know, it's like my closest dudes, like, you know, like we talk all the time. So I know what he has and like what he does and how he does his shit. I'm like, man, there's no slowing down. This has so much music, it can last another 50 years. Like when he's gone and shit, it's like ridiculous amounts of music he has just on deck that's just not out. And like even this new album, man, is just brazy.
How do you think it compares to Yeezus? So far the singles are very different.
Man, you heard All Day?
Yeah.
All right. And that's not even the hardest joint on there.
Okay.
That's nowhere near the hardest joint on there. Like not even like close.
Yeah.
And that is hard. Like, pause.
So you're excited about this?
Yeah, I'm actually excited that Ye is like back on his man, going brazy, going 7:30 on these man. Like every day when I pull up on him at his crib, wherever, like the first thing I say, man, it's like, you know, like long I've been like asking him to like, let's go with this all day, man. Like, I'm just so glad, man. Like, you know, he's turning up.
You've worked with him on his music. You worked with him on Yeezus extensively. Is he going to be featured on this new album, or is he producing? I'm sure you guys got in the studio at some point, multiple points. What'd you do for this album?
You know, he doesn't like when people speak on this album, but I can't say yes, I'm involved with the album for sure.
On your album?
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, like, man, of course, man. He's part of my story, man. Like, you know, we just been working on music and shit. You know, like I said, I don't want to speak on my album because you know how them headlines be and shit. But like, man, of course, man. Like, he's definitely involved in my album.
I linked up with Kanye West, and throughout me and him working, I met Timberland.
How did you meet up with Kanye? That's a good question to start with.
Okay, so you know me and YNW, Melly cool.
Yeah.
Kanye wanted to link with Melly, and Melly went over to Kanye crib, and I'm like, I ain't just gonna pull up because I won't want no nigga to pull up if I call you over here.
Right.
Feel me? So call me when you done so we can go finish what we doing. He like, shit, no, he wants you to pull up. So I pull up. He like, let me hear some of that new shit, Kanye. I'm like, damn, I can't even believe this nigga know me.
Right.
Feel me? Play this shit. He like, yeah, that shit crazy. That shit hard. Nigga, we need to work.
Right.
I'm like, come on. So we got to working for like a week straight. You feel me? I'm canceling shows and everything to fuck with Ye. This is Ye.
Just locked in with Kanye. Just what was it you were just making crazy music, just writing huge amounts of shit?
Every day, all day, we in the stew.
Wow.
You feel me? We're jumping on the jet, going to see some shit. So he like, we about to go to Miami tomorrow. I'm like, all right, bet, I'm gonna get my ticket. He like, no, I'm gonna put you on a plane. We gonna get there. I'm like, all right, bet. So I'm like, what airport? I mean, what's the airline and shit? He like, what you talking about? This nigga ain't flew at an airport in so long, he don't even know what I'm talking about. I end up finding out I'm about to be on the jet.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, fuck it, let's get it.
Yeah.
Went to Miami, got in the studio. Timberland was in there working with him. And I played some shit I was doing. Timberland was fucking with it. Me and Timberland got to build and having conversations.
Right.
And I'm like, man, I want you to do my album.
Mm-hmm.
Thinking he gonna say no because he's so busy, this Timberland, you feel me?
Right.
He was like, shit, nigga, let's do it.
Timberland needs that though. I feel like Timberland, that's a good look for him to be working with like a younger like street artist who's more new, relevant, that type of thing, you know?
Yeah. And Timberland really cold though. Like when you hear this bitch, you ain't even gonna be believing Timberland produced some of this shit.
Really?
Feel me? I be letting niggas hear it, they be like, who made that beat? I be like, Timberland, to my nigga, the Timberland? Yeah. They like, damn, he got it.
That's crazy. Is it hard to go back to a normal life after being on the jet with Kanye, zipping around doing whatever the fuck he feels like doing?
Oh, it ain't never hard for me because I'm aware of my
Right.
life. I'm aware of who I am. They ain't gonna get to my head. I never be like, I was on the jet with Ye. I'm better than this shit.
Right.
Feel me?
Definitely.
I ain't never been that type of nigga.
Is that like a continuing relationship with Kanye and shit? Is like, or do you think we're ever gonna see any of the work that you put in when you were in the studio with him?
So we talk on a regular basis.
Okay.
Feel me? Regular basis like me, okay, every other day, feel me, 3 times a week type shit.
Right.
Not even on no music shit, just like sending positive energy your way, hope all is well. Some shit like that, you feel me?
That's fire. How would you feel if something that you wrote in the studio with Kanye, if Kanye just came to you and was like, yo, I love that verse, but I want to do it?
I wouldn't be mad at it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be mad at it.
That's got to be a good ass check. That's kind of that's legendary as fuck.
You feel me? I wouldn't be mad at it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's interesting. That's good to know.
I would be happy actually that somebody that caliber will want to use some shit that I did. That let me know I'm doing something right.
Yeah.
Because I can always make some hard shit.
Definitely.
Feel me?
That'd be crazy. Well, imagine writing a verse like for Kanye. Though, do you feel like you would be capable of that? Like hypothetical situation, a big ass artist like him comes to you and is like, "Yo, I want you to write a verse for me." You think you'd be able to put yourself in his mind state?
Hell yeah, I for sure would. I could put myself in anybody's mind state. Like I can adapt. I done been around all type of people. You know, I can read people.
What if you like rap something about how fat your girl's ass is, something about Kim, and then all of a sudden he's just like, he looks at it and he's like, "What? You looking at my girl's ass?"
I'd be like, no, but I heard about it though. I wasn't sure.
I heard something.
I was like, no, I heard about it, so that's why I put it there. If it ain't true, I'll take it out.
Yeah, Kanye gotta have a good sense of humor to a certain extent, right?
Yeah, no, he cool.
Music that's currently going through at the moment, is there anybody that, I mean, you've worked with Tom York, for example. I think even read this morning Johnny Greenwood as well. I'd just be curious to know, out of up-and-coming producers, I mean, obviously the more established now, your Flying Lotuses, etc. Would there be anybody that you know could call, that you'd like to call upon to do a record with, that is becoming quite influential upon stuff that you want to rap on?
You know, I don't really listen to the current hip hop to the point where I know who is who to say, oh, I want a beat from this dude, or I would like to work with this cat. I usually hear something and then I'm like, yo, who did that? You know, it works that way. Then I'll find producers like that. But if I had to say anybody, I'll say my man Kanye. He doing his thing. That's a good friend of mine too. So I ain't get a chance to really work with him yet. So I'm like, if I had to say a producer, you know, something that people wouldn't really expect, I would say Kanye, yeah.
It's so crazy because my first time meeting Kanye was yesterday.
Mm-hmm. Man,
And,
how was that experience,
you know what I'm
man?
saying? We were just chopping because I didn't know what to expect when I walked in, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like, okay. But it was like one of the craziest experiences, like just meeting them, got some ideas coming, just some all type of situations coming, just vibing with them. You see at the big TV, the tank, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
We were just chopping it up. But he definitely got that vibe where it's like motivating, like, to me, to be like, okay, bet. Because I ain't gonna lie, I told him too, I'm like, man, I was thinking Chicago list a couple years ago, man. I was like number 13, I was mad as hell. Then he was like, yeah, I don't really just pay attention, just go crazy. I'm like, okay. Just the Kanye I like.
Yeah. His attitude, like when you're around him without the cameras and all that, you know, it's a totally different person, man. And I think that's what people really don't understand.
Yeah. That's what fuck what fucked me up. But he's a good dude. Like I fuck with him 100.
Yes, sir. That's what people gotta understand. You gotta go beyond the TV, because TV is TV and social media is social media. When you one-on-one with a person, that's really when you know who they are. You know what I'm saying? But now if they start acting the same way as they are on TV, then you know it's a problem. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's not like that.
But like, but he that's one of the ones that I'm looking forward to.
Shit, but how much of the Kanye conflict is about business also? Because it seems like he's not in a good position with Tidal, and like he was talking about wanting to do an album with Drake at Apple and all that type of stuff.
None of that. I don't care about that. That's Kanye's decision. It's always been his decision. You know, I've never held anybody back in my life from doing anything. I've never. If you can't name one time like I hold people back from what. I wouldn't do that. Like I don't. It's not who I am. So and nothing about business. It's all about that night.
Yeah. But it seemed like, didn't you guys meet at the top of the year? Like there was a thing that he came over the house or whatever you tried to meet. Like why hasn't this been reconciled the way maybe past situations were able to be reconciled?
I think because it's like it requires a real conversation, and we'll have it. We'll have it soon. I'm sure we'll have it. It's just like, you know, when you've done something like you. And we've all done. I'm not saying I'm innocent. I'm sure there's things where he felt like I crossed the line and I went too far, and like maybe I should have, done things differently as well. I'm sure. I'm sure. But it's a conversation that we gotta have. Again, it wasn't just that nothing was off limits this album.
But do you feel like when you addressing it in music, there's rumors he may address it in music? Like, would you feel a way about that?
No. God made Big Brother. I put it out on my album, my label. I might have been the executive producer of that album. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like I've always given people, I've always allowed people the freedom. Ask anybody who worked. Ask J. Cole, ask Vic Mensa. I've never meddled in people's project. Right. That don't mean anything to me. If Kanye makes a record, then he makes a record, then we'll deal with that from there. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Just one final thing on that. Do you feel like he may feel like on a personal level, like whatever drama his wife in Paris with robbery and things like that, or maybe weddings and stuff, you didn't go to his wedding, like
that's what I said.
Take those feelings against you, but you weren't supportive of his family structure.
Of course, as I said, I'm sure there's things that that's once again, it's a conversation. Well, you know, this ain't the place for the conversation.
No, I got you.